Hello, everyone, and welcome to
Episode 170.
at the Hearns Hobby Studio
That's
here
right.
in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia.
And we got the Panda flapping around. Hey, it's going to be another coffee bonanza
It is.
with another celebratory show of the 170th episode.
It's become a tradition, hasn't it?
It has become quite a condition. Condition?
Tradition.
Celebration. That too. Who we got on? Let's say hello to a few faces.
We
We've
shall.
got
There's
a
a few
huge
people on.
show today.
We do. Okay, so we'll say hello to Craig Jones. We got the Boss Man.
Jeff's in.
Yep, Tony P.
Tony
Hello,
P's
Tony.
in.
Lachlan MacG.
Oh, that's a new name.
Hey, and Anthony.
Welcome. I reckon
Welcome
I
back.
might know who Lachlan MacG is, and he's got a fine beard.
Has he?
I think
What happened to your fine beard? It's coming back.
Sort of creeping back. It's just creeping around,
It's looking a bit like a caterpillar at the moment.
isn't it? Isn't it?
It is.
Welcome everybody, and thank you for joining us. What have we got in front of us, Beach?
We have Car of the Week. This is our regular segment, which is
Americans might call it truck
Do they call utes trucks
or pickups.
or pickup? Yeah.
Oh, did you?
We call them utilities. Utes.
utes.
Yeah.
In the back of me ute, mate. Is that what
I think a lot of people do say that.
you got a Volkswagen ute, haven't you?
I have. Fits lots of stuff in it.
Does certainly does. So we need to know the make,
Yep. The model,
the model,
the year,
the year.
and this will be the livery, which might be quite obvious because you may see it or you may not.
Well, they can see it, but the color.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
mean the livery?
The livery, the color, the branding.
I know.
That all that.
Would have
all
been more
above.
iconic if we had some beer today.
Are
No?
we allowed to do that?
Why not?
Oh,
It's
we'll do that for next time.
It's Friday,
It
wherever
is.
you are in the world.
That's right. All right. What do we got?
What have we got
We actually have a special guest that's waiting to come
in the
On.
studio?
in the studio and also out of the studio.
Is it? Well, how about, I know we've got guests everywhere. How about we get the Panda in? How about we do some coffees?
All right.
We'll get the coffee machine fired up.
All right. What's
Come on
that?
in, Panda.
What is
oh,
that?
he's lost his... He's got another little check for us.
What is that? Is that a rat?
What is it? It's a little trike drifter.
Well, the Panda's inside driving.
Is he?
Hey guys,
Panda man.
Hey, Mr. Will.
How are you, buddy?
not too bad. Joining you for
Yeah.
episode 170.
One-
Episode
170, that's
170.
right.
It was like 160 was just yesterday.
It's not long ago, but yeah, it's like the 3rd-year anniversary, supposedly.
Yeah, well, that too. Well, that was since we did the at-home one.
That's
wasn't
right.
it?
So
got-
that started because of the lockdowns, and we did that to just keep in touch with everyone. And that was
Studio
during
from
the
home.
evening. That was
That's right.
That was mad, and
hectic from home.
it was
Hearns from home.
highly uncensored.
What have you got now? Talk about uncensored. What have we got?
So we've got a little drift trike
A drift trike.
by Usukani. It's bringing us coffee today.
Yep.
'cause, Yeah.
Today's coffee brought to you by Osakani. Did I
and,
say that right? I didn't offend anybody, did I?
It's the Hearns Hobbies delivery truck today.
And the Coffee Panda.
Coffee Panda for lots of
So,
special.
so how do you actually pronounce that? So it's Kopi.
It's just coffee.
It's coffee, right?
Coffee.
Okay. And that's Malaysian.
Yes.
Right.
Or Indonesian, I think. as
Oh,
well. So,
right.
Did you?
Oh, what are you doing there? What are you doing?
I'm
You're
just
not
going
explaining
in.
anything. You just yes.
I'm going in.
So
It's
we
okay.
today,
How
don't
does
have
it
all
go?
day.
our specialty is going to be a. We finally got an espresso machine, so we're going to do a shot into a creamy mocha.
A creamy mocha.
One shot.
Well, bread probably takes 5, but yeah, depending on how much time we've got.
It's like it's the opposite of like, when they like harpoon it, like
You can probably put something.
an elephant in the zoo to the dart in the neck.
Do they do that at the zoo? Do
It's
they?
like that for coffee. Well, that's what I picture.
I haven't
Might
seen
not
that
be.
before.
We got the blue one here because it matches. Yeah, that's the. We'll call that one.
That's the Panda special.
We'll call that one the Panda blend.
What are you doing?
You lost it.
I've
What
lost it.
happened there? What are you doing?
Still got a trap open.
Here we go. Hang on, I know exactly what I'm doing. I've been using this machine all week.
So what's it doing now?
I've not slept in 3 weeks. Can you tell?
Oh,
Bit
Oh,
hard.
it's nothing. Well, it's not hard yet. Oh, here it comes.
so what is this theme about the coffee? So this started a while ago, right? And it's because why? Because Melbourne is the coffee capital of the universe.
Well, you started with your mocha pot, isn't
Oh,
it?
so it's
You did
my fault.
You did a mocha pot one day.
I
You did a
did.
cooking show.
I did. Maybe we should.
No?
do- Oh, we haven't actually cooked up anything in a fry pan yet.
Well, since we've had that new extraction system fitted, we probably should, since we did all that painting that time. In case there's any health and safety officers fitted, there is a full
That's right.
extraction system in here now. So we could probably turn it into a commercial kitchen and cook safely.
We could.
Well, safely with all the fitters and
No, safely.
solvents.
Definitely
You got to bring
safely.
in your turbo wok. We need a turbo wok burner.
Have you got one?
So, yeah.
You got to have one. You have one stashed
Yeah,
away
well,
somewhere.
yeah, we've
I'm
got,
gonna make this. I'm gonna make this coffee, and then I'm gonna set Panda down over there to make us some more. Yeah, because we've got a guest outside of the studio
I think we need some hot water.
chomping at the bit to come in.
Well, you want to cut it.
Well, it's going to be pretty slow.
That's going to be pretty full on, isn't it?
Why?
That's right.
What do you mean? Well, we've got the hot water just next to the fridge.
Should we get our guest on?
We can get our guest
Patiently
on.
waiting.
He's got stuff to do.
He has. Here we go. We're going to... And who have we got here?
We should have Matthew Jenkins.
And where is
Hey
he?
guys, how we doing?
Hello.
Matthew Jenkins is up at the Dong,
The what?
At the Dom.
Wodonga.
I'm
which is-
I'm sitting here with Brendan as well. Club
Good
president.
afternoon,
Oh,
And
Club president for Wodonga.
G'day,
G'day.
Brendan. People don't know because we can't see Brendan. Who was that lunatic that bought that big helicopter in that time?
Yeah, that scared me. Even
And
though
he threatened to fire it up.
That's right. That's right. That scared me just sitting there.
Yeah, welcome, guys. It looks like a beautiful day up there at Wodonga. What's going on?
Gorgeous. It's a gorgeous day up here. It's probably about 19 or so degrees. Probably about 19 degrees. Nice and sunny.
Wow.
Track's amazing. Moisture's actually staying in the track today, which is really, really cool. It's gripped right up. So
Yeah.
How lush it is.
yeah, there's quite a bit of
Lush.
practice going on.
Yep.
Mm.
But
It's just open practice at the moment.
Open practice, untimed, open slather, open practice. Whichever way you
Oh,
wanna
that
do it.
is a beautiful day in the office, isn't it?
Yeah, they don't get much worse than this.
That is fantastic, mate. So, and how's your cars going?
Sorry.
How are your cars going? You've been out on track, or have you just got there?
Yeah. I've got the two-wheel drive going really well. I've actually already put it away, and now I'm concentrating on a bit of truck. So, and then I'll be working with Noah a bit more shortly. His car seems to be going really well too. So, yeah, all
Is
going
Noah
well.
running in junior, or is he running in full
Yes.
bore?
In
to
junior,
stop?
yeah, in junior.
Oh, fantastic! And junior is a great class for Victorian off-road drivers.
Mm.
So that's a two-wheel drive buggy with a 17.5 brushless motor in blinking configuration.
Yep.
Open gearing, isn't it, Matty?
Yep, yeah, no fixed drive ratio. It's all open
Yeah,
gearing.
no fixed drive ratio, so it's a little bit open and creative that way.
Yep. So the
But-
power's been reduced, so it's a bit easier to handle.
Well, it's the same as a two-wheel drive stock buggy.
It
Oh,
is.
is it-
It's
is
two
that
drive
exactly the
stock,
same?
basically.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it?
It's two-wheel drive stock
Oh.
buggy. That way, when you come out of junior, you don't need to spend an extra cent to
Right.
go straight into the full ball class with all the lunatics.
Oh, there you go. That makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
With
does.
lunatics.
And Brendan assures me he's got his big boy pants on today, this weekend.
What are
Yes.
those?
Yeah, Matty. Yeah, convinced not so long ago to step up to mod, and I was handed some motors from a very generous friend, and this weekend switched over to the mod. It's going quite well, actually. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I feel that I'd actually drive a lot better, and the Yokomo DTM 3.1 seems to be a lot better with the extra horsepower. So getting it dialed in, just a couple of little changes today from last weekend's practice, and bust out the four-wheel drive shortly and see how much damage I can do with that.
So what are we doing? 5-turn?
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. No, Matty's put the 5-turn
6
away. He
and a
had
half.
the 5-turn in a couple of weeks ago, but I think he
Yeah, no.
I think he did
No,
like
the
one
5-turn,
session and scared him
Yeah.
myself.
Right.
Yeah, there was this. I did pucker up a little bit, but there was a very damaged spur after about 3 minutes.
Right.
It probably didn't like the extra horsepower. I gave it a fair bit of boost too, so it was fairly spectacular to watch jump. But not made for duration.
No?
No.
Right.
No, that is fantastic, guys. So we've got Matty, we've got Brendan,
Yeah.
we've got Scott McDonald. Who else have we got up
Scotty's getting
there?
around good.
Yep. We've got young Noah.
Noah's up here, yeah, of course. Who
Mitchy
else?
Grinner,
Oh yeah, Mitch Grinder will be up here tomorrow.
Hudson,
Fantastic.
Hudson's joining us tomorrow.
Yep.
So,
Yeah,
Beautiful.
all
And
the
how those
kids.
going?
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
that
he's
is
coming down. He's
fantastic,
working
guys.
tonight.
So VDS is the Victorian Driver Series, right?
Yeah.
And
That's
this
correct.
is this the last one?
No,
There's one more?
No,
Two more.
there's two more. Yeah, there's including two more, including this one. So
Okay.
yeah, this will be.
So this is round three. This one's round three,
Okay.
and then round four,
Will be at
the
Knox.
conclusion's at Knox. So that'll be
Right.
the grand final. And I'm pretty sure Kovacs will have that track Mickey
Gourmet.
Mouse, or
Gourmet.
as he says.
Gourmet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gourmet.
Well, that is fantastic, guys. Well, good luck to yourselves and the whole team, and hopefully the what's the weather forecast over the weekend? Just as nice as it is now.
Exactly the same,
Yeah.
mate. Exactly the
Wow.
same. Yeah, there's a little bit of fog around this morning, but hopefully it was
Young Noah, the superstar.
Hello.
Hello, Noah.
But yeah, look, I think we're in for a pretty good weekend. I mean, if today's turnout on a work day actually is anything to go by, I think it's going to be a pretty busy, full-on race weekend. I can't wait, honestly.
No, well, so far with registrations, we've got 59 drivers and 110 entries, so it's going to be pretty hectic, as Matty said. So, yeah, good turnout.
That's really good. It's really good that the regional clubs are getting such numbers, because these races really help support them
Absolutely.
through quiet club days and soggy winters and
Yep.
floods and that
Yeah.
sort of stuff. Wodonga's had it all the past year. It's been a tough year for Wodonga. This time last year, you were just about underwater, yeah?
This time last year, actually up to here in water.
Really?
So,
Wow.
Yeah, Brendan
Yeah.
got in. He got in.
I come down from the annual bath. But yeah, it was quite high down here, and it stayed up for a good couple of months. So for us, to have these events and having people turn up and support us is fantastic. And in the future with these type of events and the support, we can hopefully rebuild the track well, not rebuild the track, but we'll do a new layout very, very soon, and hopefully everyone can enjoy it for years to come.
Fantastic.
Very
Well,
good.
good luck to you guys. Good luck to young Noah and everybody up there, all the competitors. Have a fantastic race weekend. Stay in touch with our social medias, and I'll be sure to share not all content, but a lot of content that these guys can muster up and send through.
Sounds good.
And,
Yeah, there'll be content you
we'll
don't
get
want to
behind them
share.
and support the Hearns race team wherever they go.
Audience
that's it.
appropriate. That's correct.
That's it. That's it.
Fantastic, guys. Thanks
All
for
right,
your
thank you
time
very much.
today.
All right, see ya.
No
Thanks,
worries.
guys.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Wow. Hearns everywhere,
It's
huh?
happening, isn't it?
Hashtag everything Hearns. So they're up at Wodonga. That's the border town between Victoria and New South Wales.
That's it.
So it's really good. They usually get pretty good numbers. It's about 5 hours from sort of Sydney capital, if you want to say, and about 3.5, 4 hours from Melbourne capital. So it's fairly central to get good numbers. Great little club. I started racing at Wodonga, had another club there, but back in a long time ago. Our next guest actually is from there as well.
Really?
Yeah, we would have rubbed shoulders as little tackers.
Little tackers.
Little tackers.
You weren't a little tacker ever.
One day I was. I had a big ego that I had to carry around, so that could have made me seem tall.
Well, you still got that.
It's true.
All right,
I'm
then.
good. I know how good I am. Just
Yeah, that's
ask me. No, fantastic. All right. Car of the week.
Yeah, we got some guesses.
Did we even say what they were racing? 1/10 off-road and the Yokomos. Maybe people just didn't know what they were looking at.
No, we just expected everyone
We
to know.
just expect people to know what they're looking at.
That's it. All right, we got Anthony. He was very early in. XC Falcon.
XC Falcon. Who
Yeah.
makes that?
XC Falcon.
Is
Don't
that-
know. We'll
is that-
find out.
Is that a Toyota?
Actually, he's given two answers. XB Falcon.
XB Falcon.
Which one is it? Oh, one of them's correct.
A Holden Commodore XB or XC Falcon, right?
Yeah.
Is that what we're?
Yeah.
No, we're nearly there. I
We're
can
nearly there.
confirm that the paperwork does have XC on it.
It's XC.
It is XC.
It is XC.
So we
Well, the
need to
front
know-
end definitely looks like an XC.
We need to know the make and the colours
Oh, look at this.
and
Look
the
at this.
year. What?
The Saurian.
Surian. Love the XB XC Ford. Except
Except
the
the taste of VB. VB is the taste of Australia. Remember
Yeah,
that?
but he comes from Western Australia, mate. He used to drink in sand.
Well, they had Swan before the sand.
Sandworms. Did they?
Yeah, they remember the Swan before the sand.
No.
They don't.
No.
That was back in the Bondi days. The Bondi years.
Bondage. What?
Oh, shh. We're going to have to cut that out. We've got no censorship here.
Welcome. Thank you,
I reckon
Surian.
that's pretty good, yeah?
Yeah, it is definitely a Ford. All right. So Ford XC Falcon. What year is it?
He said it's VB. Is that right?
VB is a sign on the side. Yes.
Yes.
Could also VB was a Commodore.
Right.
So it could all be very confusing.
So someone's come back with a an update.
Bush chook.
It's a bush chook.
That's right. The old Ibis bush chook. Hey,
They're bin chickens, aren't they?
bin chickens and bush chooks. They're emus.
Emus.
Emus bush chooks.
Emu beer.
I've had
Is it
a
still
few
around?
close encounters out Horsham Halls Gateway with a few bush chooks. They just come at you. You'll
What
be
do you do?
minding your business, just doing the speed limit of 224 kilometers an hour,
Yeah.
and there's freaking
What? They just
Emu.
attack you.
pretty much.
And then what happens?
Well, you pucker up a bit.
Excellent.
You pucker
With
more.
that, let us move on to our next event.
What have we got? We
I
got
don't know.
still got Panda over here on the coffees.
Yeah, he's making
Haven't
he's making big ones too.
Making big ones. That's good. I may not sleep until next show. Come on in, Finley. I say we talk some trains.
Let's talk trains.
I choose to talk trains. What have you got here? Hello.
Hey, Finn.
I'm in the camera check. Yeah, hello
Yeah,
everybody.
there you are. There you are.
Welcome in, Finley.
Oh,
Hello.
you got stuff.
What have you got there, buddy? How have you been?
I've
Tell us
been
about
really
your
well.
week.
Well,
Poor Willow's been a bit crook though, hasn't
yeah,
she?
my sister had the vid,
Yep.
so I was in Sargasso for a week, which is always fun.
Always fun, but she's okay.
She's gotten better
And the
now.
family as
Excellent.
well.
And the
Well,
family as well.
best
stuff.
wishes to your mum and to Willow and everybody at home. Hope they're all okay. Good to have you back in with us.
It's good to be back in.
Yeah, you had train club last night, didn't you?
Yes,
And you did a bit of steam.
I ran some steam trains. That is correct.
Yeah.
So people who might know, a Midland Railway M7, a Midland Railway 3835, and a
One of my favourites.
I did get that one from here.
Did you?
Yeah, and
That's right.
we did talk about it on the stream at one point.
Probably.
Right.
There's
And,
a good chance.
BR9F.
Yeah, we've got that too, haven't
Yeah,
we?
you got the
I spoke
HO
about-
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
I do remember something. It is slowly sinking in.
It's in the
we'll
back of your mind.
we'll make a Fermi out of you yet.
It might make a foamy. It might take another 75 years of Hearns existence, but I might be a foamy yet. What have we got this week, my man?
Got
So
some
I-
special stuff.
Yeah, so I thought we'll start off
Oh.
with the locomotive.
Is that real?
Yeah,
Oh,
No,
that's
One will be a dummy,
yeah, that's the dummy
Whoa.
car,
and one's not so dummy.
and,
Wow.
and he's now felt the power car.
The girth. Hey, that's a chunk of munker. That's what BJ would say. One of the
Which
ways
camera?
about,
Which
one of
camera are we on?
Well, we're on the front one at the moment.
Yep,
I'm
yep.
just focusing here to go on the top one.
Yep,
So
no
look
worries.
straight into the lens.
So what
and-
we have right here, this is a British Railways Class 150-1.
150-1.
Yes. So these were built between the 150 class or 150 class was built between 1984 and 1987 under three generations, the 150, 150-1 and 150-2.
And that was in 3 years, did you say? 84
Yeah.
to 87.
Yeah, so this one, the dash one was the second generation of us. They were also known as the Sprinters, and these were built in 1985. 50 of them were constructed.
It's a
And
little
they
bit
were just-
velocity style, doesn't
They
it?
were just,
Yeah.
they look like the trains that we catch in Melbourne, don't they?
Yeah.
Are they related to the ones that we have here in Melbourne or not?
There's
They're
no this little ding in here.
I believe that's an antenna.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
It
for
looks like
radio.
an antenna.
Yeah, for radio communications. These were created as the second generation of British DMUs,
Right.
because they're all the current ones that they had in their stock before they created these.
It's a heavy one.
Yeah, that's the motor in it. Got a motor sitting there.
Right.
There's got the first generation were built in the 50s and 60s, and they were really fine, but they had the unfortunate problem of having swinging doors, which were incompatible with modern Britain, and also having a lot of asbestos in them, which isn't great.
Good for fire zone.
Yeah.
So tell me, what's DMU? You said DMU like
Diesel multiple unit. So it's a diesel powered. It runs. You can see the exhaust pipe.
So
back
it
there.
doesn't use a pantograph and overhead wires.
No, it's diesel. It's not diesel electric like most diesels. I believe it's diesel mechanical. I believe, or is it diesel?
So it's just driving wheels along
Yeah,
along
I
a rail.
believe. I believe so. Yes.
Right.
They I believe so. I might be wrong about that.
But that's okay. We can all learn as we go.
Yeah. So
I put you on the spot there, didn't I?
Yes. So this specific one from Buckman is a 21 pin decoder, and is right now on quite a bit of a special.
Yeah, so these are on a huge special at the
So
moment.
this is DC or DCC?
This
or
is-
DCC ready.
DCC ready with a 21 pin decoder
Right.
socket, I should say.
So
21
just
pin
plug it
decoder
in
socket.
and you'll be DCC.
Yes.
And this is on an amazing special at the moment, so you can save a heap on this particular model.
Yeah.
But it's not just this one. So
No.
you save a lot on this one, but
We've actually
across the
slashed
whole
we've slashed the
Bachmann
price on
range.
Bachmann across the
That's
range.
right. So it's all lowered in price now. So have a look.
Check out
Check
the
out
Bachmann
Bachmann.
range, and you'll find yourself a bargain. And how good! And it's I don't know. I get torn. Some things of like Hornby I really like, and some things of Bachmann I really like.
I think it all depends on preference.
I
and
do
what
like the word Bachmann better.
I think it all depends on preference and what they made.
Why don't
Like-
you mix and match them?
That's what most people do.
Yeah,
Horny Bark.
that's it. That's right.
Dirty old man. So these,
We have to remember to censor that. Too bad it's live.
so this specific one is in Northern Rail livery, which is actually a train company that still exists in Britain today. It was formed in 2015. That is a contemporary modern diesel. You can run. That's running at somewhere in England right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Probably late,
Yeah.
Because it's still here.
and it's probably wet because it's raining.
Yeah. They have a lot. So these were.
These are all unfounded remarks.
So these are a very, very nice little model. These ones. So it'll come with both the power car and the dummy car.
So I'm holding the power car now. You might just see through the rear window.
That they've got
One,
big.
one weighs about 800 grams and one weighs about 120.
That's
Yeah,
it.
it's a huge power difference.
They could be
There's
wrong.
the exhaust bit.
Gangway as well.
And that is HO scale.
Double O scale.
Right, double O
Slightly
scale.
different. But right in the same track, so it doesn't really matter in the end. And it's got all the incredible floor detail, and unlike a lot of other models of DMUs, the floor is actually at a very reasonable height at the model.
The floor. What
Yeah.
does that mean?
Well, a lot of things that have the floors basically up to the windows to hide the mechanism. Well, this one is really well done. The floor is at the height of the floor.
Floor level.
So that means you can have
It's at real level.
I'm
Yeah.
going to look for that from now on.
so you can have a lot of detail of passengers sitting and even standing.
Show me your floor level. What, can you put passengers in there?
Oh yeah, you take off the root, you take off the body, and it should give you access to the interior, and you
You
just
just put all the seats in there.
Really?
yeah, and then you put we even sell little figures of people to put in them.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
Put a
Really?
couple of kangaroos, some koalas,
make it a zoo train.
a few bin chickens.
There you go.
Push chook,
That's it.
take over the train.
Yep, very nice.
Oh, that was a heavy one.
Is that a heavy one? There you go.
I'm not licensed to carry these. Shouldn't be touching something that I.
So there's a bit more you got over there.
So the other two I thought we'd talk about, since Bachmann has had a drop of price across the board, talk about some more Bachmann. So the two ones we'll have is we have this little guy here. We're on top cam.
We can go to the top cam. You ready?
Yep.
Boom.
So the little this guy. These are two little greenhouses.
What are they growing in them? Fruit.
Tomatoes, the red stuff because possibly tomatoes, and yellow fruit, which I don't think grow on trees that small.
Well, that could be unripened tomatoes.
Oh yeah.
Could be lemon.
Could be lemon, could be lime.
Very, very poorly deformed carrots.
They could be round flowers.
Oh yeah, that's true. So these little things come with
Where do you put the greenhouse?
just anywhere on your layout. They're designed to be put in stuff like gardens.
So you can
and,
put a house
yeah,
and give it a garden.
and then give it a garden and put a little greenhouse in it in the
Oh, what-
backyard.
Talk
And then
about
you
that. What's that
can
little
change.
box
You
you
can
got there?
change it every go. Oh, I've got to pick the tomatoes now. And get the,
Well, you pulls them off.
And this is an incredibly detailed little thing. It's even got a little bit of tools in the back. I'm not sure if you can see that.
Oh, you can.
So it's
There's a little
got
bench
got a little bench with tools
and a bit
and
of dirt.
a bit of piping for the irrigation system. Incredible little thing.
Wow. What are you playing around with over there?
I'm just breaking into stuff. I wanted to see what this is.
This is the next thing I want to talk about.
Well, there's a
Look at
house
that.
bit, is it?
I love
Yes, this is the house bit.
You have a look at that. I've got this bit.
All right, so so the greenhouse is a very special little thing. I really wish I had one of these in N cage because that's what I do. It's so cute.
Don't we have that in scale?
I think we do. I didn't actually check.
I need to wait until we get our miniaturization rate.
So
Oh.
what I want now, let's move on to the house. So this little house is what's known as, well, I specifically got this because this is what's known as a low relief building.
What does that mean?
It
We might need
means
to pull that out a little bit. Yeah.
we
There we go.
still on top, Ken?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So as you can see, the low relief because it's only the front of the building.
Where'd the rest of it go?
Well, it's in your imagination. These buildings are designed to be put directly on the backboard of your layout.
Oh.
Because it saves room.
Yeah. So it's also the idea to give it a bit of 3D texture. Some people like to just have a flat image, but other people don't think that's enough. Some people just get a printout to make a little bit of texture, while other people will get a full-on low relief building, so they can put it right on the back scene, and then they have something sticking out of into their layout, and it makes it look all the more real.
That's fantastic.
This little building is a fantastically detailed as well,
And this is by Scenecraft,
which is Bachman.
which is Bachman as well. That's probably why I like it so much.
Yeah. So as you can see with all the amazing detail, for instance, there's the roof detail. There is actually holes in them.
Yeah.
Oh, let me just do the
Sorry.
zoom image. You can bring that back down.
Right.
Yep. That's it. Here we go.
You can actually see
Wow.
there's actually holes in them. That's how amazingly molded it is. It's all this is 3D detail. It's got the proper gutter, the gutter line wires, pipes. It's also got a little out-centered window, little door with a little painted mail slot.
And if you didn't like the color of the door, you could always paint it.
Oh, you can always paint anything you get with model trains.
Paint it blue.
And you can put
It's already blue.
Is it? I
Oh
painted
my-
a different
You're
blue.
just not watching, are you? You're just
I was
clearly
looking
not
at
watching.
it.
You're clearly not watching what's going on, mate.
Black.
Doesn't have lights though, but you could probably put lights in.
Yes, people put lights in them. Sometimes people even make tiny little detailed interiors. So put like a little carpet and a little caption there.
And if it's Christmas time, you could put a Christmas tree.
Oh,
in
is
the
that
bay
a little
window.
switch in there or what?
What
What's
that?
A
Is
light
that
switch.
No,
Yeah.
I
As a
think
door handle, a
no,
window handle.
I
Maybe
believe
a
that's
curtain windy thing.
either that or a molding dip error.
It's definitely not that. It's definitely like
It's pretty crisp.
Yeah, no, I think that is a little bit of detail for that sort of thing.
window latch or something.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
probably have a little cat sitting over here.
Yeah.
You make some silhouettes with light behind it, so there's someone inside.
Yeah.
The options are
Endless.
endless, aren't they? You're only limited by your
Oh.
imagination. That used to be a marketing of some toy company. Isn't it?
Was it?
I think
I'm
probably.
not sure. I don't have
probably someone.
imagination.
Low
So-
relief. What is it?
Low relief.
Left-hand Bay Terrace.
Yeah, so this is designed to come in a group. So you can either have this one with the blue door. They also make one with green door.
Right.
And
Oh,
these,
you add them together.
yeah, and also this is some other stuff you can make with it.
Right.
So if you get a right-hand terrace
Yeah.
and a low relief courtyard entrance,
Yeah.
you could make sort of like this like courtyard house-looking thing. So like two houses that go up into a little laneway.
That's
There you go.
that's for your horse
Yeah.
when you're riding it.
No horsing around.
That's it.
Thank you very much for joining us this week, Finn.
No worries.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
That's awesome.
Yeah, guys.
I always
check out,
love being on here.
check out the Bachman. Check out the Bachman range and its new amazing pricing.
It's fantastic.
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, fantastic, Finn. Thank you for joining us,
No worries.
and we'll see you in a little bit.
Yes.
All
Thank you,
thanks for
man.
having me.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. The
Wow.
smell of coffee has me tingling.
When are we going to get it? It's been
Not
brewing.
sure. I think it's done. Is it done, Panda?
All ready for you.
Has
Is
it got 10 serves of caffeine in it?
That's red stuff, isn't it?
Did you have one too?
Did want one.
Oh, wow.
Cheers.
So this is the
Panda
cocktail,
coffee.
the cocktail concoction, right?
I'm not sure.
Smells sweet.
It's got whiskey in it.
Is everyone going to see us like live, like collapse or anything from Sugar High?
Yeah.
Smells right, doesn't it?
It's good. It's like a coffee spider, a coffee panda.
It's got a bit of kick, isn't it?
Not bad at all.
Mm.
That is really cool. Any more guesses on the car? So
We
we're
have
Ford Falcon XC. How much does it weigh?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Hey, look, it's got this thing in the back.
Keggages.
It's got keggages.
Yeah.
This is like Surian going to the cricket, I'd say, on a Saturday afternoon.
We got a year.
Got about five. We got about 16 slabs. We've got 2 pallets of beer and 2 kegs.
That's enough for a party for us.
That's enough for Surian's party.
That's enough for Surin by himself. Now, Dave White reckons 1977. Is that right?
77.
I actually don't know the year.
What do you mean? You've
I
come
don't know.
into this half cooked.
I'm normally half cooked anyway.
That's right.
Is it 1977?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. We'll find out. Look, Dave's come back with colour too.
We got the wombat making comments, have we?
Look at that. Oh. Here we go. Dave White's gone Regency Green.
Oh, I like Regency Green. That's a good guess. Is it true? Don't know.
I don't know.
Do you know the funny thing is that I've just noticed some shock oil back there. I was building a car the other day. We'll get to that in a second. And I bought some shock oil into the studio.
Yeah.
I
thought, yeah, that's right.
Doesn't have shock.
No shocks.
Anyway. What else is shocking? Can I please get our next special guest on?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yes.
Come on in, Baden. He's got.
Hello.
He couldn't have timed it any better with the mailman today.
He couldn't
This
have.
is true.
How are you,
Because-
Baden? And what's in your hot little hands? Jeez, you're a big fella. You can't even fit him on the telly.
I have the new BD front-wheel drive by Yokomo.
Wow.
I'm so tempted to call it a BD12 front wheel drive, but that is incorrect.
Yep.
It's just a BD front wheel drive.
Yep.
And this is an all new model. Maybe got his a little while ago.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for a chopper.
The official opener.
I'm looking for a chopper. Now, Baden's in here. Tell us why you're here, Bado.
So in here to collect the car,
Yep.
Yes.
but also too we're preparing for the ESIC. It's called over in Singapore.
Electric
yeah.
Singapore International Challenge.
That's
So
it,
many
yeah.
entries from everywhere.
I know.
Yeah, touted as being a mini worlds. I've never been to something that large before, so for me, I'm really about it.
Excited.
Well, it sounds pretty
Yeah,
exciting.
it's it's been on my bucket list for quite some time to do a big event. The fact is we're going over with obviously some of the best drivers in Australia with on road
Yeah.
scene. They're there to help us, and also in the background, the collaboration to do with preparing for this has been amazing for people who don't get to race too much, really. So yeah, it's been
Yeah,
good. So,
yeah. So we've got Simon Nicholson, John Pugh, Stephen
Yep.
Cornell. We've got Matthew Jenkins, Scotty Rawlings, and yourself.
Mhm.
Have I missed anybody?
just the six.
Probably. Just the six?
Yep.
I didn't even count. So that is really cool.
Hmm.
And we're really lucky to have one of the best teams in Australia. We really
Absolutely.
do. We've definitely got the strongest team in Australia.
Mhm.
So sending you guys over there to have fun, to represent Hearns, Yokomo, and everything we do.
Mm.
So without further ado, here you go, mate.
Chop, chop.
Grab your 9 Steps hobby knife. Don't cut yourself. I put a new blade in that, and I haven't cut myself yet.
It is.
And you can't usually put a new blade in without losing blood. I
And
can.
now the reason we put a new blade in there is because when we have the blunt blades and Brett cuts himself, he screams really loudly.
Yeah, this way.
And when it's sharp, he cuts himself and he just
Yeah.
bleeds out.
That's right.
And we don't hear anything.
That's right. It was actually that blunt and broken. I couldn't open plastic bags. So I cracked it.
Really?
Right.
So what have we got? Let's whip into it.
Uh-huh.
Let's go.
Right.
Let's go to Front Town.
All right.
Yeah.
There we go.
Get in there, Tiger.
Yep. Okay. So, as always, a well-structured manual that come in most Yokomo vehicles.
Are
So,
they Japanese and English, or are they just English in these kits?
the
Are
recent
they
ones
just
have
Japanese?
been both.
They
Right.
are both.
Yeah. So, and it's actually been translated really well too. So, like to build the kits, it's easy to tell, sort of thing. It's
Mhm.
easy to follow.
Yeah.
Um,
What do you got there?
So that's what it's going to look like when it's done.
Oh, there you go.
So, yeah, the predominantly talking obviously because Matt Jenkins has his, and we've been back and forth a lot in preparation.
And you've actually got a BD10F,
Correct,
which
yeah.
is the predecessor of this
Yeah,
car.
I bought it just in case this was delayed.
Yep.
And then looking at them side by side, the changes were around the arms, around the BD11/12 changes.
Mhm.
And obviously this car, though, has an aluminium chassis versus the other one had the carbon chassis.
Yes.
Right.
So that's where initially there was concern, but Matt Jenkins has had his going really, really good. So
Right. Okay.
yeah, it's sort of a lot of confidence that I've basically said to Matt, I'm copying your setup, and
Mhm.
that's where we'll start when we get there,
Yep.
Okay.
because I won't get time to do any practice anywhere with it. So
I really like the
yeah.
fact that they've included the little carbon strap. Does
yeah,
the BD10F have that?
yes, it does.
Oh,
Or the
okay.
one that's on
Yeah.
it was second hand, so I don't know. So yeah,
I don't remember. No, because the full size Tourers, they don't. They still have the plastic clip,
Do
which
they?
is
Yeah.
fine, but it's not bling like
Yeah.
that.
Right. Right. Yes.
That's an
Yes.
optional like upgrade.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So that's
All
cool.
right.
So
So
what
we've
else
got it
have
all
we got in there?
bandaged.
So
Got some spare parts.
Screw bags.
Yeah, so now they've started doing since
The screw bags are all in one pack.
the last 18 months, all the screws are in one pack.
Yeah.
And this is really convenient. If you're doing the build in one go,
Yep.
it's really, really convenient. If you're doing it in a couple of sessions, it can make it a little painful because you need a lot of little containers.
Yeah.
Mm.
But nonetheless, all the screws are there, and there's a little scale chart, and each step will tell you what screws you need. So you can pick them out when you start the step, and off you go.
Building the 12 recently, what I do is I just went into $2 shop and bought one of those pill containers, and a couple of those, and all of those got tipped in each individual because I
How
have
are
a
you getting
tendency
those
of
big Kransky size fingers into a little pill cup, mate?
it's use a magnet. Use a magnet.
Oh, there you go. See, there's methods.
There's,
Look, it's
there's
like-
years
like
and years
bare
of being
hands.
a fitter, so yeah, I know how to get things in tight spaces. So
Right.
yeah.
There you go.
So then that I'm going to say that it looks like the motor mount.
The motor mount is awesome because that screws
Yeah.
onto the front of the motor,
How's that
and
work?
you screw it onto the front of the motor, and that
Right.
stays there. But you adjust your gear mesh and stuff through the top deck.
Oh, and that's a slider.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a slide. It's like a
Ah,
two-piece
it's on a
motor
rail.
mount. Yeah.
Okay.
So some other cars, you've got to pull the servo out the way and stuff like that because on
Yep.
the front wheel drive, they've got it all jammed up tight.
Yes.
So the motor's on the other side, and the servo is on the other side. On the
Oh,
other side from where it usually
right.
is to push it all forward.
Yep.
And on some other cars, you've got to. I mean, it's only 2 screws, but you take 2 screws out, get the servo out the way to do your mesh.
Yep.
So it's a really good little feature. You can just do it from the top.
Yep.
I
Okay.
love that feature. I
Oh,
love
there
that
you
they kept that.
So top deck.
One-piece
And-
top deck on this car.
Yes, correct. And also it's still got the
Well, the 80 of that was
80th.
new. Was that on the BD10F?
no,
I don't think it
I
was.
think it is.
What is
but it's so on the back of the deck. It's kind of like a floating rear.
Oh, that's right.
That's
From the
got,
BD11, right?
Yeah, correct.
The BD11 onwards had
Yes, yes.
Yep. So that was that part there. And,
Yeah.
obviously a belt. We all know what they
Oh,
do.
look at but have a look at it. Do you
Isn't that
notice?
cute?
What do you notice? Something about the belt? I can notice 2 things.
Okay.
One, that's all black.
And
the second
there's
one is-
writing.
It's Bando.
All right. That's
So
a good
this
thing.
is really good thing. So this is a really good quality belt that they've given here, and it's all black. So there's like 3. There's white, there's brown, and then there's black.
How does the brown fit in?
Like a middleman.
Okay, I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
How does the brown fit in? Well, in the scale.
Yeah.
So you've got the low friction. The white one is the low friction one. It's quite plasticky and really
yes,
good
yeah,
for
really
the lower
soft, right?
classes.
Yep.
So it gives you maximum horsepower,
Yep.
less power loss.
Yep.
Then you've got the brown series, which is like a medium,
Yep.
which doesn't really. If you run modified, those brown ones can be painful. You might not get a day out of them before you got to take the diffs out and replace your belts.
Oh, really? Okay.
Where the black ones are tough as nails.
Tough as nails.
Yeah.
There you go. Shock towers, carbon fiber.
Oh, so the front ones are the separate ones?
Yes,
Yep.
they're probably the same as say BD11, BD12.
Yes.
Depends on what shocks are in this, because the BD11 to BD12 changed the size of the shocks by 1 millimeter.
Okay.
Yeah. And the little spring retainer things on the bottom,
Yeah,
didn't they?
yeah. So
Oh, the
actually
bearing.
we'll go to that
Yeah.
then. So
Mm.
that'll tell us. So it doesn't. It has the traditional older style.
Yeah.
So BD11/parts on it.
Yep.
So yeah, that's
Okay.
cool. That, not to say it doesn't work, because like
No,
I said, Matt
And they're
seems to work
actually
right.
easier to, much easier
Yeah.
to build.
The gear differential in these cars is super easy, super to get sealed. Never had much of a leaking issue with any of them.
Oh, they're pretty.
I got to put you in touch
Pretty
with my
good, aren't
good mate Goodwin.
Why? What does he do?
He like overfills them, gets all diff oil in the holes, and then strips the holes, and then
Ah.
complains of a leaking diff.
Does he do like hydraulic locks and all that
Yeah,
sort of stuff?
yeah.
Oh, he loves all of
Yeah,
it.
loves all. He gets his nose in it, all of it.
He likes the full experience.
That's right.
Going back into the BD7s,
Yeah.
I have always drilled through.
All the way through.
I drill
can
through
put a
because
little
then it's got a
pinhole.
relief in there.
Yeah.
Just run like a 1 mil drill bit through it, and
Yeah.
it's just a relief hole to de-stress. Off-road car exactly the same.
Mhm.
Whenever you build these gear diffs, once you compress them together, it allows. If you got pressure in it, that's what's going to cause your leak.
Yeah.
So that's because once it builds up pressure when it's running as well.
Yes.
So
That's right.
obviously just the standard spur and
And carrier.
Excellent. Excellent.
yes, it is
Why has
correct.
it got both pulleys in there?
It's sort of the one piece thing
Really?
to make it work. Yeah, the BD10's the same. Or
Oh.
BD10F. Yep, same.
There you
So
go.
my last one, who's got that now? Jason Jury, the
The
Aeromax
conversion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the BD10 I had that got turned into the Aeromax front wheel drive with
Yep.
the Aeromax kit.
Yep.
He's got that, so that used the Aeromax hardware for that.
Oh,
So
okay.
a little bit different.
Right.
So this is the motor mount, and
Yep.
obviously because it's essentially turned around in the car
Yes.
further forward, and
Okay.
the part
the slider
in
part.
here, there's the slider
Ah.
part where the motor mount is.
Yep.
itself. So
Very clever.
Very
that's
cool.
pretty cool.
Unique for that.
The servo mount is different again to the touring car
Reverse,
in
yep.
this section here.
Mhm.
So it actually like tucks in and under around the steering, which
Right.
it was a bit weird when I got the other one, but the BD10 looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a standard now on on-road cars, isn't it?
Correct,
There's a centre mounted
Yeah.
servo mount.
They do that for flex characteristics. They try and
So-
get it.
Yeah, this carbon
Arms.
fiber arms.
Mm.
I think the difference is between the 11 and the 12 is like 0.5 millimeter on one arm and so
Mhm.
on. So these don't know yet. No one's
Actually
officially
measured them.
measured them to
Right.
check them. So
Okay.
they could be 11, they could be 12, but
Either way, they work. They
they
go
work
fast.
right
Mm.
now. Yeah, correct. Don't get hung up on semantics, I suppose. Yeah.
No.
Right. Oh,
So-
there's a funky bit that Brett likes.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
the
here's
battery holder.
your carbon fiber battery holder.
Class. Just
Um,
class.
And super easy. There's a hex key in the end of it, a 2 mil hex, so you can tighten them down if you want.
Oh, okay.
Lock
or
it down.
Or put like a
That'd
little
be
rubber
me.
washer under
Lock-
them just to give them a bit of
Lock
give.
Come- Permanente.
Lock tight and put it down. It's like
Yeah,
a book.
never
No,
get
you
it out.
actually want flex across. there.
Correct, yeah.
So you want flex across there.
in the BD10, I've been playing around with like a shim
Yep.
in there, just hoping that it's very similar to this, and from what I've already seen with Matt's car, it is.
Yep.
So yeah,
Well, I guess
Yeah.
that goes back to the old days when they used to just use tape, right? Because
Yeah.
you didn't want to have that torsion box arrangement for it all fully locked
That's
down.
right. To flex down on
Yeah,
one
so
side.
you wanted to sort of move around a bit.
Yeah, I'm so glad we don't tape our batteries anymore.
yeah,
I
No,
honestly enjoy that because
really.
you really need skill to make sure your battery's taking
Yeah.
place.
Yeah. many a time my
They-
battery's gone with
Yeah.
the car. So yeah, just
So yeah, I'll reuse that tape.
yeah,
I'll
it's
reuse
all right.
it.
I got heaps of time. I've got no time. Mate. It's too late. Just use it. Sway bar. So it looks like it's just the one. I presume it probably
Just the
is at the
front
front.
Mhm.
Yep. So, and I did download the manual for this so I could get an understanding, trying to look by the pictures against the two. But
Mhm.
I did look very, very similar.
So steering, is it?
Yeah,
Bell cranks
that'd
and
be the
stuff?
bell crank
I'm
steering
okay.
surprised, I'm
assembly.
surprised the Spanish are involved.
They won the World Cup.
Yeah.
Emmanuel, that's all right. It's just a coffee.
Oh, you got some
It's all
liquids.
right, mate.
That's right. Nobody expects the Spanish. So yeah, shock oil. Usually what comes in the kits.
Yep.
It'll be for the diff. So it's looking like 50,000 weight.
Yep.
And 450 weight CST for the shocks all round. So
Okay.
I'll have a chat to Matt about
There we
whether
go
or not
with
we
that.
open with that one.
Yep.
That there is looking like just the general hardware around
Steering
the
hubs and
steering,
stuff?
steering
Oh,
hubs,
yeah,
turnbuckles.
Yep.
All
I can
links.
see all the links
Yeah.
in there.
Yep. So just standard cross shelf carbon fiber in the rear
Some shims.
RTC. So the rear active rear and
So, which is good.
rear toe, and I think
Well,
that was
BD10F
aluminium.
never had that
Oh, so RTC is first on this one.
Yeah.
on this front wheel
Oh,
drive.
okay.
Yeah. And it
Right.
looks like that's all aluminium too,
Oh,
which
nice.
is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like
I didn't realise
plastic
that.
for the
That's
strength.
a big difference.
Standard bumpers across the board, but the big heavy brass weight,
Goes in the
which is
front.
what goes for the front wheel drives. So that's pretty much
Can really
been
help you
universal
shunt other people.
back as
Yeah,
far
no
as BD9. They haven't changed that. So
Hunt to pass is the team motto, huh?
You know all about
I'm
that,
hearing
don't you,
that.
Brett?
So-
Right, look at that.
Look at that chassis.
and this
nice is
aluminium
it?
chassis, very, very pretty.
And I
And-
do believe, looking at the part numbers, that you can in fact use your BD10F chassis as an optional carbon fiber. for
Correct.
this.
That's coming off to take with me just in
Yeah.
case.
Yeah.
But as speaking to Matt, like I sort of try to build a car as per the box and then learn to get the car working
Yep.
versus trying to say, hey, go and
Hmm.
throw another chassis
Of
at it
course.
to make it work. I think that
The
helps
biggest concern
bring-
I have with alloy, and it's limited to my capabilities and not the designers, is the fact of when you crash an aluminium chassis car, they can be bent or tweaked.
That's why you shouldn't
And-
crash.
Try not to.
Yeah. And that can lead to a world of hurt because once it's bent or tweaked, it's never the same.
Mm.
Whereas carbon won't do that so much. Yes, if you hit it hard enough, it can delaminate and can.
Well, it's got some memory to it, hasn't it?
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
where carbon will, for most part, spring back and remain, integral.
I like cutouts on that because they sort of hark back to the old days when you used to drop cells in it.
Yeah.
And
No, they don't.
who
When did
who
you ever
doesn't
have
miss?
cells that shape?
Yeah.
No, well, that's
Yeah, I know.
strange, right?
Yeah.
who can't forget, having to like sand it down to make sure that your cells don't short.
Oh, to get your cells lower.
Well, you
No,
do
wait.
that, but you got to make
There-
sure
there
that
were
your cells
some
don't short
cars-
because when they're short, you get there like these.
There were some cars that
Black
didn't
burning
have
bits.
slots.
Yeah, and you
So
sit
you
there
would-
with a Dremel.
You'd sit there and with the carbon fiber just
Sounds
as your,
painful,
dust
doesn't it?
as your dust extraction unit.
Yeah.
Do you remember the shoemaker like holder things? The plastic mold, and they just
Yep.
sit on the top.
The
Yeah.
what?
The shoemaker battery holders.
Yeah, they clipped over, so they were like a little square that held it, and
But they didn't
clipped
sit
over.
into the chassis, and then they released ones later. That was just on the outside. You could sit them in.
And then they released a later one, which was even better and had a Velcro strap, which used to be able to use for your watch when you were a teenager.
Yeah.
So you'd have like the brand of
That's
racing.
good. The
Multi-tasking.
Velcro strap because you'd reef on it and just tweak the whole car up.
Yeah.
You know,
That's how it
the
used to
battery's
work.
not going anywhere,
Yeah.
and the car's
Yeah.
like a banana.
So, yeah.
I'll
But,
stop bending his chassis before he
Yeah,
yells at me. Hey?
Well, look,
There you go.
I've
That's
seen
everything.
Matt's car have a fair hit, and it kept going pretty well afterwards. So
What do we got there?
winner.
We've got a catalogue,
That's new for them.
and they've got
Comic
a little blurb about Scuba RC Park on the back. They used to come with the Willy Wonka tickets.
The ticket
Yeah.
might be in here.
It probably is, and
Where's
it's
the sticker sheet?
in there somewhere, probably in the back of the book,
So I'd like to go to Scuba
or it's in there.
again.
Yeah.
Last time we were there was 2018, and it's changed quite a bit now.
Oh, you can have me vouchers then. Oh my goodness.
That's
There
really
you
cool.
go.
Go Yokomo. Go
Beauties.
Hearns
Nice, isn't
Racing, and go Baden. So that's really
Yeah,
cool.
good
So
luck with the big trip.
Baden
gonna be
has
fun.
been racing. When did you start racing? Do you reckon?
1993, I
Yeah,
started.
that's the same year as me. Good year that year.
What, you were the
And
frog?
you and you're a country boy.
Yep.
And you still are a country
Yep,
boy. You
still
still
more of
reside
a country boy now. I live in the
in the-
country. So
Right.
in the country.
Yep.
So your local was in fact Wodonga.
yes,
And that was a slightly different facility to where the boys were before.
Yes.
I forget the name of it, but
Willow
yeah,
Park.
that's Willow Park. Yeah. So, and we would have crossed paths. I don't remember you. I mean, we both would have changed a lot since we've been 13, 14. But yeah. 'Cause
Well, the
you-
track now has actually got two
You'd
tracks
be
in
a
it, isn't
70.
it?
You'd be a
It's on-road,
79
off-road.
model ish.
77 model.
Yeah, a little bit older.
Yeah,
So,
same as that XC there.
yeah.
Mm.
Oh, now we've given it away.
Yeah,
You're an XC.
Sorry, it's
You're an
just-
XC.
I own a real one, so
There you go.
I know a bit about them. So yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's all right. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
Well,
good stuff.
fantastic. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Should be really good.
Yeah.
And good thing
congratulations.
Singapore's not that far away, really.
no, it's we're going to look at it and then probably make it a family destination as well after the fact. So
Yeah,
yeah,
good.
it's really
You don't
good.
have to worry about any jet lag.
So you're
No.
taking the missus over with you?
No, not this time.
No, not this time.
We'll go over together after that, but it was more just for this. Her comment was I'm not sitting around while you're playing toy cars all weekend. So I'm
Right.
like, okay, sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
She's a good woman.
Yes.
so
Okay.
she's hung around quite a while. So yeah,
Good stuff.
yeah.
Mine's the same. She would not take any part in it whatsoever. And I love her for it.
There you go.
All right, thanks, gents.
Congratulations, my
Thanks for
friend.
ringing. Yeah,
Thank
good
you,
luck.
mate. That's fantastic, isn't it?
Amazing. Amazing.
That is so cool. And we couldn't have timed it any better. Paul Baden has been waiting
He has
a
been.
couple of weeks for that.
It has been.
And he said to me, like, yes, sir, I'm coming in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, it's not here yet.
Yeah. And then just
But he had
turned up.
other stuff to pick up. But luckily, it beat him here by about 10 minutes.
That's it.
That's how the world works.
It worked out really well. All right, let's catch up on some of this.
Yep.
I missed out on a bit of banter here.
What?
What have we got here? So we've got the push chook. We know all about that.
We've probably got Panda kicking off, have we?
Let's see. People asking where the rookie speed is. Rookie speed is still to come. It should be in the next one.
Yeah, the rookie speed.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
You were excited
because
for that. You nearly teed up when that wasn't in the box. That could
Wait.
even still be in there. We were
Could
just,
be. We just got to dig a bit harder, maybe.
I was just doing that.
What were you doing?
I was just doing that.
Playing the drums.
Reverse.
But everyone is looking forward to the rookie speed, and we're going to be building a rookie speed to take it out for racing. And I'm
Oh.
going to get back on the track.
I want
I
to
haven't
talk
done
more
it
about
in
building.
decades.
That's a perfect segue for building, but we won't talk about building anymore. I think you should have some time for plastics.
Let's do plastics.
Let's
All
do
right.
some
Now,
plastic
I was going to
stuff.
follow up on here. I don't think there's any more guesses here.
Oh.
Now, we haven't asked anyone to guess the weight yet. So there's no weights.
No, wait.
Yep. Time for weights. But while you're waiting, What should we look at? I reckon something really exciting to start with. Like that?
What, that one?
This one?
Oh, we've been pretty car focused. I'd say we
Let's
step
do this
on.
one.
Yep, I'd say that one. That's where you're at. This has got people frothing.
Boom. We had locals frothing here, didn't we?
Poor Will was climbing up the walls, wasn't he?
He was. So the
He
aerial.
nearly like teared up. He was that emotional.
So if you don't know what the aerial is, it's the most.
Nearly dropped his donut.
This is the most popular Gundam at the moment. This is from the current series of The Witch from Mercury. And this is Ariel.
Ariel.
But it's not any old Ariel.
And she's the pilot of. Let's go to the overhead so we can have a look at the box. It's all a bit. Have a look at the artwork on there.
So this is the bigger one. This is a full mechanics. So this is a 1/100
I
scale
still
one.
don't understand it. So
What do you mean?
It's not a RG. It's not a FG. It's not a HG.
No.
What is it?
So
It's a FM.
it's like a MG without all the complicated parts. So it's a full mechanics. So same size as an MG
Same size as the MG.
without the complexity of an MG.
Mhm. They just do it to confuse me. They're as bad as the train people.
Look, I've got to say,
I just try
it's
and
not
get
that
my-
hard to confuse you.
I try and get my head around it. You should have seen me and Tony Gray and trying to build something new. It's like watching two apes just trying to figure.
Look forward to that because it's really funny.
It's like two apes trying to figure out how to use Windows for the first time. It's hilarious. What have we got here? What am I looking at? Tell me. I don't know.
Well, you're looking at the aerial. So this is the most popular. Every time we get the aerial HG kits, we can't keep enough of them. They always just sell out. And then these have been long awaited, and we finally got them in stock. So make sure you don't
I wouldn't
move
say
like a slow Gundam lover. I don't know. That segue doesn't work at all. I think we're going to have to.
A Gundam lover. I don't even know. That's censored. I don't know that you can be a Gundam lover.
What's censored?
Gundam loving.
We can't censor anything. Sorry, it's all live.
Let's jump in the box.
All right, let's look. Okay, so always Bandai put the multicolored sprue on the top, and this
Do
is
they?
they
They
pretty
do it
much
on top like
They
a
do.
trophy.
That's it, because this
that-
is the most complicated bit.
is-
All the multicolored bits are there.
Is it?
Yeah,
I
look at
didn't
this.
know that.
How many colors we got here? You got 1, 2, 3, 4 colors,
On one
all
sprue.
molded on one sprue. So that's 4 stages of injection molding.
And they'll just be solenoid gated or hydraulic
Well, that's right.
gated.
So they'll do one color, then they'll close it off, and then do the next
I
color.
make it sound like it's easy and I know what I'm talking about. Got no idea. No.
You have no idea.
No.
There's transparent parts here. There's smoke.
And
parts.
you know that I've only ever built one Gundam, and I just cannot believe the level of engineering.
Oh, they do a
No?
good job. And this is why Bandai is one of the biggest, or it would be the biggest plastic model producer in the world at this stage. You got some metallic red parts. So they've been
So that's not
they've been plated after they've
that's
been molded.
plated after it gets molded.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
yes.
it. Yeah.
Yes. And so part of the engineering is how do we make
That
sure
tolerance.
how do you make sure that when you cut it off you don't lose the red?
Well, it's undergated.
That's right. So it's undergated in the areas so when you press it together, you won't see any of those cut marks.
One of my favorite words.
Undergated.
Yeah.
That's right.
Undergation of the nation.
And then you've got all the bulk of the rest. So as you can imagine,
Oh, you're getting excited.
the rustling. Right, you got your body armor parts, all white.
Start calling,
So
you,
it's
start
like a-
calling you Traxxas.
That's a warm white.
Rustler, if you didn't get that.
Ah ha ha! Yeah, that was pretty funny, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then your grey parts, which is your frame. So I guess this is the sort of bit that feels like an MG. You're building framework, and then armor goes on top. And you see how much bits there are, and then the rest
You
is
know
white
that
parts.
I'm an SD fanboy,
You are an SD fanboy.
and I don't know if I can say it,
You haven't got your MG SD yet, have you?
but I'm going to say it.
What is that?
The SGs are going to be on special.
They are.
Are they, or are they going to be?
Well, I'll have to double check that, but the plan is they're going to be on special.
I'm saying that they're on special.
All right,
That could be wrong.
you said it.
And that's the SD. That's my favorite ones.
So SD is the small ones. We've got some here, haven't we?
Brett's pick.
Oh, here we go.
That's the one that I built. That could fall apart at any minute.
Oh, really?
His name's BJ.
So
You
there
know
you
why
go.
it's
So there's
BJ?
an
Do you know
SD.
why it's BJ?
Why is that?
Because he cracks under pressure.
Oh,
You like that one?
not particularly, but you said it. So these are the little short, simpler kits. They do have articulation, you can see. You can move them around. They've got joints.
I'm articulated.
That's it. What are we going to do? We're going to fight or we're
No.
friends? What's this on the head?
Gundam Love.
Is it a spider?
I'm not sure. That's like his hat.
Is it?
That's his.
Is it like a plume?
That's his. I don't know that you can say that. Anyway,
There we
SD Gundams.
All right, so there's the aerial.
A Gundam Bonanza, and this is probably sold. They're probably waving this around. This is probably not.
Someone's
this is probably
expecting
somebody's probably waiting in the showroom for it.
All right,
All the ones went online.
there you go. 1 to 100 scale, full
popular.
mechanics. Okay.
Full mechanics.
So in the same sort of genre, we've got something else as well. Is that the wrong way around?
Yes. You've turned it completely the wrong way around.
Have I?
Yep.
This is pretty chunkamunka.
There you go.
All right, so these are Ming kits
Oh, what
of the
time is it?
Evangelion.
It's only taking 50 minutes to get Chunkamunk out of you.
Oh.
Usually it's only about. Usually it's about the 38-minute mark.
Didn't you
It
say
must be-
Chunkamunka before?
Must be the coffee.
Could be. It slowed it down a bit.
What am I looking at?
A really massive kit of an Evangelion suit. Okay, so this is prototype 00. We actually have 4 different ones available at the moment, all the same size. We've got those out in the
Why
front
is the box so big?
because there's lots of bits in it. Want to crack it open?
Wow, I don't know what I'm looking at.
Well, let's just look at the top first. So the side of the box will give you some sort of idea.
So what's Evangelion?
Evangelion is a animation. Oh, what am I doing here? I was trying to focus.
It's
There
an
we go.
animation, is it?
It is. So it's a movie. There's multiple movies actually. And this particular kit actually includes all these hands, so you can do all the different poses.
They can do hand gestures. He can talk with his hands.
Yeah.
Could you use this one for stop motion? Is it that articulated?
Yeah, for sure. Look at some of the poses here. And I think some of the clever parts are the joints, okay, particularly around the elbows.
I've got an elbow.
You have, haven't you?
I've got 2.
I've got to be careful because they can be pretty deadly. There you go. Look at the size of the box. This is my hands.
What's your hands got to do with the box?
What are you suggesting?
I'm not sure.
Let's move on.
Let's show. Let's
All right,
be a
so we got
teacup
this.
next.
Let's get that.
A little teapot.
All right, so lots of big chunky
How
bits.
big is this thing?
There's the foot.
Bloody hell, this thing must be massive.
Yeah, it'll be half a meter, I reckon, at least.
Wow. You didn't say that. When I said why is the box so big, you said it's because it had lots of bits.
Yeah, it's got lots of bits and it's huge. And let me see if I can find some of these funky bits.
Do you have to?
This is a pre-colored one.
Do you have to glue this one?
I'd say you don't have to glue it.
Is
But
it
if
like
you want
a-
to use it for stop motion, it'd probably be a good idea if you're going to handle it a lot. Where's the head? There's
But
the
then
head.
how do you move the
There's
joints
bits
if
of the
you've
head
glued it all?
right there. Well, you just don't glue the joints. If you glue the joints, then it becomes a static model. There's all painted.
What do you mean painted?
It's all factory painted.
Oh, that's not injection molded, that color.
No.
Really?
You can tell by the finish on it. It's got a matte finish.
No, it looks Japanese.
Here's some of the joints. These are the clever bits. Let's move this out of the way.
I've got your coffee. I can see it all going very pear-shaped.
What do you mean? I like pears.
What's so clever? What am I looking at?
This is a joint that's actually been molded between these 2 bits. This part here, this will rotate in there, and there'll be a knee.
What? So that's
Yeah.
articulated now.
It's already articulated.
Really?
Whilst
But
it's
it
molded.
won't pop apart.
It won't pop apart. So you've got the joint, which has been molded over the 2 articulated bits.
Right. Typical finish.
What do you mean? It doesn't come from Finland.
You just said.
So there you go.
Yeah, is that unique to me?
Yes. So here's an idea of the size of the hands. So they're chunkamunka too. So Ming produced this because Bandai didn't make a very large, perfect grade Evangelion before,
Mhm.
but it's very old, so it's not particularly good. So it's known to have fit problems, and these are all brand new. And they've made a lot more models. So they only made the
So is this a new release?
it's a new release. So now they're up to 4 different suits.
Right.
There you go.
Do you know who would have loved this?
Who would have loved it?
Tommy.
Oh yes.
He would have loved Evangelion.
Yeah, he loved all that stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's not too late for him. So Tommy, if you're watching, we got kits available right now.
I haven't licked it. Yeah.
It won't take long for you to do so.
No.
So what do you got? You got something special now, haven't you? Let's move on to you. You got something in your bag.
I've got an Australian exclusive. Is there any guesses on the weight?
On the weights?
You seem to have. You're ignoring our viewers.
No, not at all.
What do you mean, not at all?
I just haven't been watching. No guesses on the weight. I don't know.
Right.
Weight is not
Too
popular
bad.
today. Oh, what do you got there? Is that safe to
So
shake?
I had to jiggle it because there's a couple of bags on the go. Because given the time of the show, we're going to run out of time today. We've got that much stuff to talk about.
No, we're not.
Brett's bag today, there's a whole other bag to go through.
What do you mean? Is it?
This week's Rubik's World
What
bag.
do you got there?
What have I got there?
Oh,
What have I got?
wow.
This is an Australian exclusive.
That's a 540 motor.
It's very tight.
Is that too tight? All right,
Well,
let's take it out a bit.
Have
How's that?
a look what
Is that better?
have a look what I can do and see if that's any clues. Adjustable wheelbase, quite small.
I thought you were loading it.
In this it sounds like it, doesn't it? In this configuration, you'd almost call it a mini. This is Tamiya's all new NB01.
MB01.
MB01, and I know that because it's right here on the box.
And it's so
Let's go to the
funny.
front.
It was so funny watching you and Tony trying to put this together because it does not resemble any mini. Does it?
It is
all
all
brand new chassis.
It is all brand new, and this is the MB01. And like I said, Tony Gray, the grand poobah of mini racing in Australia, joined me in the studio, and we attempted to put it together.
And you eventually got to this stage, which is fine.
And being both guys that have probably built a few kits in their time, go, we'll knock that over in an hour or two.
Not quite.
Not quite.
Not quite.
And not that it's complicated. It is definitely not. It is absolutely brilliant. It is all new engineering. We can have a look at it.
Well, the clever thing about it is there's 3 configurations you can build it in, right? So not only can you change the dimensions, like 3 wheelbases.
3 wheelbases.
You can change the width as well with different.
No, I don't think you can change the width.
As it is, it's just wheelbases.
Yeah, so
Yep.
you've got wheelbases and
Yep.
you've got driveline configuration. So at the moment, we built it unlike the instructions.
Right.
The instructions calls for a mid-mount rear-wheel drive.
Right.
We built it as a front-wheel drive front mount.
Right.
They call that.
Okay.
That's called FF.
Right.
So, and you can even put the motor up higher, rotate the motor up higher,
Yes.
90 degrees. So that will give it different handling characteristics again.
Right.
And this is all modular assembly. So you don't necessarily need any more or less parts. You just move things around.
So it can be a front wheel drive or rear wheel drive.
Yep. And it's as simple as like 4 screws.
Yep.
You slot the diff out the back
Right.
and pop it in the front, vice versa.
Oh, okay. So
And the motor mount, it's held in by 2 screws.
Right.
So there is no real transmission. You've got a pinion and a spur.
Right.
And that goes to a drive coupler here.
Yep.
And that goes into a modular front diff unit.
Is that a bit too tight?
It is absolutely brilliant. If you want, do you want me to take the diff out of it?
Yeah, go ahead. Because
Do you want me to take the diff out of it? I've got Tony's jizz in my hands.
Tony's what?
Jizz. Japanese industry screwdriver.
Ah. Oh, I'm glad you.
Glad I
Said
clarified that.
Yeah. For a moment there, I thought you were talking about something else.
No, the jizz. It's because they don't use. To me, don't use. For those who don't know, a Phillips head screwdriver.
Right.
They use something called a jizz.
And the head is a different shape.
Yeah, it's slightly different profile, so it fits the screws nicer. I'm not saying that you can't assemble them with a Phillips head screwdriver. That you can, but you do a lot better job and make it easier on yourself.
Oh,
Bumper bar off.
wow. Quick release bumper bar.
It is, isn't it?
And what? And then 2 screws and then the
So
cap comes off.
Yeah, and then you'll see. Now, I'm not actually sure if it's going to come apart like this, but this is how sort
So
of.
these to me are silver screws still
3
by
by
10s?
10s. Yep.
Oh,
3 by 10s. All very Tamiya like that.
Because to me, originally it used to be 3 by 8s or 3 by 12s.
Yeah.
And then
still
they made
have-
the in between 3 by 10 and they made a different color.
So that's the gear cover off. Yeah.
Okay.
And then have a look at the front diff.
A bit of jiggle jiggle.
Maybe not.
Because you got the drive shafts in there, yeah?
Yeah.
What if you undo the bottom? Oh, there you go. Oh, it is really modular.
Look
isn't
at
it?
that.
It's just come apart.
That is the diff unit.
And then you just pop that in the back.
And you can pop that in the back
Right,
and put the drive and just turn the motor around with 2 screws.
right.
Have a look at that. That took what, all of 3 minutes.
That's clever.
And that's a sealed unit. And that inside is just a TTO2 bevel drive diff. So a nice little, very familiar. They got out drives that pop out.
Oh, I see. Yep. You just got the flats on them.
So how modular is that? Like the
It's pretty modular.
plastic dog bones with the steel pins,
Yep.
which is really nice.
And this bit here's just got the little coupler bit.
Yeah, and it's got a clip and a pin retaining it.
Oh, really?
There's a plastic circlip on there and retainer.
Oh, okay.
So the only extras that we put into it, look, I've slid the whole front end off.
You probably can't tell from here, but these pins in the dog bones are actually molded into the dog bone. So
Yeah.
they're not going to come loose.
Yeah, and it effectively has, I'm sure somebody, and there'll be a kit for 4-wheel steering. It's the same front and rear.
4-wheel steer on a short wheelbase. That'll be fun.
You know? Yeah, well, it's got the camber link. Like I said, this one's not finished yet.
Can we set it up to crab?
But that's how modular it is. And if you just want to pop this one back in,
Yeah.
click,
Oh,
click.
it's got a click.
Yeah, how satisfying is that?
Pretty good.
And
Can you
then
pull it
put
out and
the-
do it again?
Yeah. Let's put the drive coupler in.
Yeah. Easy coupler.
Little dog bone.
Yeah.
Just going to hold it up so I don't lose the...
The coupler. Yeah. Line it up. Wow.
We're in. Then I'll put the 4 screws on. I've got to line all the arms up with the hinge pins,
Yes.
and it'll slide back in together. How cool is that?
It is. It's all interlocking.
Modular. So that's what I mean. It's unlike any other
Oh, wow.
Mini.
Okay.
And that's the all new MB01,
That's very, very cool.
isn't it?
I like it.
So when Tony comes back in next week to help me build it, finish it off, it's going to be more apart than it was when he left.
I like the body too.
How cool is the body? It's not going to look very good like that.
Well, it's got this
And it comes
area
with
at
it.
the back. There's the engine detail.
Comes with an engine that hangs out the back. How cool is that? If we have a look at the box,
There's the box.
We're very lucky, like I said, to be the first ones in Australia with this. Sorry. That was his special drag body.
Oh, is it? Let's have a look.
If we can go to overhead, have a look at that, and that's how you're going to drive it around the track.
That is cool, isn't it?
And the reason that I'm making it front wheel drive is because that's sort of how we race minis, isn't it? So it's going to go in the clubman class. Going to send it over to Geelong. Not
Right.
going to do box art. Going to put a twist on the box art.
Mhm.
Going to have BJ himself hand finish the engine.
Mhm.
And I think it's going to be really cool. This is one of the most fun cars. Like I said, the build was a bit challenging, and not because it was difficult in itself, but because it was not because it was difficult, just because it's very different. And we did no research. We literally just
Oh, this
opened the
video.
box and went for it.
The Scorpion.
Scorpion, a bath.
That's cool, eh?
That is really, really
A
cool.
little tiny 500cc car.
Bought
where
it,
they've-
shoehorned a liter engine in it,
That's right.
kept the boot open because nothing would fit.
That's right.
Hey? And then the radiator had nowhere to fit at the front, so they just put a body kit on it
Why not?
and just put the radiator hoses down the side
Very cool.
and fat wheels on it so it wouldn't roll over.
Fatties.
That is super cool.
Nice. Very good.
So, big shout out to Tony Gray, like I said, for helping out with that. I'm hoping that we have that finished off in store next week. Yeah, in store next week, but it's probably going to take 2 or 3 weeks for the video production to be done. Very cool.
Beautiful. Looking forward to driving it.
It's going to be cool.
Mm.
Hey, it's not going to be any little Panda. It's not going to be a little, where is it? It's a
Well, the
little,
drifter.
a little trolley drifter thing. I love that.
It's like a shopping trolley, wasn't it? What are we going to look at now? I've got other stuff. Have you got more stuff too?
I have, but I'm conscious of the time.
Oh, it's only 12 past.
All right, show us what you got.
Well, how about
Because you got that thing down there that's super exciting.
you want the super exciting one?
Mm.
Here you go. How exciting is that?
A very good friend of ours,
Actually, that's not the exciting bit. The exciting bit is this.
Andy Cook and McCook, lost his fragile little mind yesterday, didn't he?
I didn't think it was fragile, but it ended up
And he
being.
said, "Shut up and take my money." Some words to that effect.
That's right. Can confirm. This is the brand new Meng large scale, 112 scale McLaren MP44.
Why did you say large scale? I'd say 12 scale still not that large.
Oh, I
I'd
think
say
it's
like,
pretty
I'd
large.
say like half scale's large. Okay, shit, that's big.
Yeah, but we can get one of them.
Well, I don't know, but that's what I'd
That's,
say.
that's like out of my mind large.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well,
So this,
anyway,
this is just normal large.
pretty big.
Yeah. But it's in a compact box. Okay, because if you're familiar with the Tamiya kits that were released in the 90s, that would be like the MP4 6 World Championship car.
Mm-hmm.
They were in quite a large box, but it was narrower. This is actually a thicker box.
Chunkamunka.
Chunkamunka box. And this is of the MP44. So this was also a World Championship car, wasn't it?
Prost Seneca.
Yeah. Who actually won that year? Was it Prost?
No, I don't know.
Because
That's
Senna,
a
I think.
little bit before my time.
Ah.
They don't might know.
1988.
1988 world champion. Senna. All right.
There you go.
Well, that would mean why.
So this is a turbo car.
That would be why
Cool,
Cookie's
sound
all
good.
over it. Cookie loves a bit of Senna action.
What have we got in here?
Is this Cookie's one?
Don't know.
Is it?
Actually, I've got another one with his name on it.
Or is this the one we're going to smash into or not?
Well, we can. Well, look at this. So we've got all the parts molded in a light grey colour.
I wonder why they've done a light grey colour and not just a stark white.
Maybe the light grey colour is because most people building these would put a primer on it anyway. And to save on putting on too much primer that will cover up detail, they've already put it in a grey, which shows up blemishes easier. So I suggest maybe that's the reason. Because
So-
otherwise I would have expected this to be in pure white, but it's not.
So they're not going to prime it now? Or it still
Well,
needs to be
what it
primed?
means is when you assemble it like this, when you dry assemble it, you'll see any of your join lines which don't look right, and you'll be able to sand them before even putting on any primer. And then you probably only need to put one coat of primer on it to find any finer blemishes. If it was all pure white, you would need to like grey prime it, and then find all the blemishes, rub it back, and then prime it again, and then find the rest. So it probably takes a step out of it.
I'm looking forward to seeing you build one.
Are you? How long are you
This
willing to wait?
this is a premium kit, isn't it? This
It
is
is a
not
premium
This
kit.
is not chump change. This is a
No.
high-end
Here we go.
premium product.
Okay, so you get your floor pan right there. And see how you've got these holes in these points. So it's a bit like the Tamiya one in which they were designed to be screwed together. This one appears to have more screws though, because with models this size, it definitely does help to have screws holding it together.
Yeah.
Because when you're handling something like this, you know, it flexes quite a bit and glue can give way. So this will be holding onto the monocoque
So
and
it
the
has
engine.
proper screws in it.
Yes. And it'll have the screws here holding down the cowling, because the hard bit is actually get the cowling to fit flat and flush onto the floor pan.
Well, not if it's built properly.
No.
Is that the mailman? I'm expecting something exciting.
Are you now?
I am.
Oh, don't know.
You keep having a look in that box.
All right,
I'm
you
gonna
check
go
it
fi-
out.
I'm going to go find more.
Okay, so there's your, well, they're the big bits, obvious parts. Move this across here. We've got our tyres. So quite nicely molded. Actually quite firm, very different to the Tamiya ones. So the only problem with really thin tyres is they may deform after a while when they're sitting on them. Okay, so there's no chance of this. They're really solid. Really fine line in the centre, which just needs a little bit of a scuff to get them looking good. Did you find anything special?
It wasn't what I thought it was.
Oh, wasn't it?
It was the mailman, but I was expecting a DVA thing.
Oh, and there, look at these one-piece wheels.
One piece.
One-piece molded wheels. They're pretty nice.
I can see the turbo huffer.
Where is it? Where's the huffer buffer? Where? Oh, it is too.
That is a compressor wheel if ever I've seen one.
There we go. Gigantic. What were these things? This was 1.5 litre, weren't they? Tiny, tiny.
Probably capable of 60 psi, I'd say.
And you've got bits of exhaust.
1,000 horsepower. Just like the Polo.
It's really clean. What'd you say?
Like the Polo.
1,000 horses. That'll be scary to drive.
Oh,
1,000 horse Polo.
calipers. I do love
Where's the
a
calipers?
bespoke caliper.
Oh, there we go. Calipers right here. Okay, and they're two-piece because they're ventilated. See the vents there?
That's the rotor.
Yeah, so when you glue it together with the other part,
It looks more textural.
that's right. The calipers on this end. It cleans all the molding. Then you got suspension arms. One thing I don't know is whether or not this has working suspension, because the Tamiya ones had working suspension on them.
Well,
And working
when we
steering.
get further in the box, we'll find out. There's a rocker cover, which is beautiful. It's got the Panda embossed.
Oh, it's actually molded into it. This
Ooh.
way.
Nice engine block. We've got some
So
duct
just with a
work.
bit of dry brushing, you can bring that out, because that should be silver, I would think. What do you reckon? Were they black? These rocker covers?
I don't know.
Oh, look, you got a really nice cast texture on this
That is nice.
intake. That's the intake, isn't it?
Yeah. Stipple finish.
What do you call it?
Stipple.
I don't know if you're allowed to say that.
Why?
What's he got? What do you? Oh, what do you got here? Have you got
engine
side
block.
pods? There's
It
side
actually
pods.
looks a heck of a lot like a jet engine. Sorry, a jet plane build, doesn't it?
Well, I guess there's a lot of
the
aero,
pedal
yeah.
work and the lines, and no, look at that. It looks exactly like. Now, this is something that you.
Well, there's a wing.
This is something that you've kept
See?
a full secret from me, and I'm
What
a
is?
little bit upset.
Which bit?
This has got a full cast aluminium working suspension.
Oh, well, the Tamiya one had white metal too.
It's not white.
What do you call white metal?
It's cast aluminium.
Yeah, that's white metal.
Pretty freaking silver to me.
Did you find any springs?
Yeah.
Oh, you found the springs.
Of
Oh,
course.
look, and a screwdriver. Look, you got your mini screwdriver and little springs here.
And we've got some radiator hose ignition coil.
There's all the.
That
Little
is what
screws
you paid
and
for. That
walnuts.
is why you buy a premium kit.
Wow.
This is
That's right, isn't it?
definitely
We need to get some metal primer for that.
this is definitely a builder's and painter's kit, isn't
What else
it?
you got there? Oh, look at that. Is that a whole heap of cut? Oh, we need to look at the monocoque. There's a
That's a
monocoque.
monocoque. That's not a monocoque.
What do you mean?
It's a half monocoque. It's a bi-monocoque.
Is that what they call it?
I don't know.
You just make that up.
That's not one piece, is it?
Well, it would be. There's a flaw to it.
We've got metal etching.
Have we?
We've got stainless. It's heavy.
Oh, really?
We've got reflective stickers.
Look at all the carbon fiber decals here.
We've got the works.
Oh, yeah, that's the fabric for the seat belts. We've got reflective.
Heat shielding.
Yeah, so that's a foil. Do we have?
Yeah.
Marlboros.
We'll cut into it.
There's a Goodyear decals. And photo etch. It's hard to see there, isn't it? You got the chops?
Yeah.
You got some little scissors?
No.
No, because there's a lot of carbon fiber here.
I've got a pen.
Look at those little blue scissors. Oh, I don't know. I trust myself with that.
What you doing?
You've seen a knife before, haven't you?
You're a bloody surgeon.
What do you mean?
You keep wanting to have a look.
What? I mean, look
There you
like a surgeon. All right, we'll crack it open. All right, gonna be really careful here.
Whose is this? This is Cookie's now.
Yeah, it might have to be. What's on here?
So what are you
Nice.
looking for? Stickers?
I'm looking for Marlboro decals.
Marlboro decals.
Because Marlboros are normally, like, any tobacco sponsorship is normally not included.
We did it.
And you'll
the other
notice that,
week.
yeah, we did. That the Italy one, it was
Yeah,
included.
Oh,
Okay,
they-
so
the
we've got
Italians
carbon here.
wouldn't care.
Let's see if we can do a bit of a cheeky and have a look at this.
Oh, is that cardiograph? I don't know
It's
that
not
it is.
cartograph. It does have very fine
very-
weave pattern.
It's very thin.
It is. Okay, so we've got some of that carbon, and we've got some more carbon. Oh, look, that's a photo etch. The photo etch is actually,
How heavy is it?
yeah, it's pretty thick. That feels like 0.2 of a mil.
I was going to say 0.3. I was way off.
Oh, well, that'll explain why it's so thick. You've got some belt buckles here, and these are all the radiator grills. Nice, yeah. That's really classy. All right, so you got that, and I'll say
Don't give it to me.
there are no McLarens included.
No
Sorry,
McLarens?
no Marlboros. Okay, so there's more carbon fiber decal there.
So it is politically correct.
It is. So
We-
I'm sure you'll be able to find some Marlboros
We can
third party.
we can sell this one with pride.
Okay, so what do you got here?
Oh, look out for the little mirror ones.
So we've got the mirror decals there. Reflective. And then this is what they supply. So they've got the McLaren style Marlboro, which doesn't look quite right.
What have they got?
So we've got the split McLaren. That's for the rear wing.
Oh, there you go. Well,
There you go.
That's what it says in the box.
Yeah. So you got the center here. You've got Prost here as well.
Which one would you build?
I'll do a center, of course.
What do you mean, of course? That's why I asked.
Well, Prost. What they used to call Prost. Well, he was a professor.
He was a professor.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
Is he still working as a consultant for who?
He's on the stewards.
Oh, he's a steward, is he? Right.
Him and Jean Dot.
Oh, there you go.
Hey?
Oh, two Frenchmen. Okay.
Show me your cheese.
This is the fabric.
Where
So-
do you keep your fromage?
Let's see it there. Nice, good stuff. Very impressive. And here is the heat shielding.
I'm going to treat this one very delicately.
How are you going to do that? You don't do it for other things.
Well, that's why I'm going to touch it as little as possible.
Really?
Put it away and make it your problem.
Right. And there's your Goodyear details.
Okay, what's a good deal?
Now, apart from all this, there is the optional figure.
What?
So there's a resin figure.
That doesn't come with it.
No. So
Don't say
not,
that it comes with it.
I said optional. So this is if you want to put a figure in. Not everyone likes figures. But the interesting thing is the figure does come with Marlboro decal.
Is it from the same manufacturer?
It is.
That's where the money's spent.
So 2 helmet decals are included. So you've got the Nationals, which will be the center and the stripe there. So you need to paint his helmet yellow, and then you've got the Prost ones here. And here is,
So they
figure
did a
itself.
driver figure just for this kit.
yes. All right,
Quite
so
heavy.
It is. So this is solid resin.
I was going to say, is it resin? Because
Yeah.
it's quite heavy.
So it's 1/12 scale. Actually, you can already see how fine the details are. A lot of parts. It's getting a bit tighter, right?
2 helmets. You
2
could,
helmets. I
you could
guess.
change it.
Well, the clever thing is they've actually marked on them
Which
on
one's
panel
which?
lines to make it easier to paint. Because most of the time, like Tamiya, it would just be a bare helmet, and you wouldn't know how to line it up properly. So this makes it definitely much easier.
And it's 3-dimensional.
Because the helmets look identical, don't they?
You wouldn't paint it pink.
Why not? That's why I'm a pink helmet.
Wow.
Isn't that the thing to do these days? Okay, so you got that, and then you see there's no face,
Look
so
at the
there'll be an
back
insert. And then, oh, so that means
Is
these
that-
2 inserts
Is
must
it
be
2
different.
faces?
Are they different, actually?
Well, there you go.
Are they different? They look the same, actually.
That's a bit offensive. Clearly not the same.
I'm not going to elaborate on that.
They're clearly not the same. They're different faces and they got
So
different
we've got the
feeling.
arm sections, and then we got the gloves and the boots. Look at all the detail on that. But this is pretty impressive. All the quilting.
Look better if it had loafers.
You and your loafers. Can you imagine these guys driving the F1 car with loafers on?
Why not?
They'll be comfortable.
That's what it's about. That's what loafers are about. That's the MO.
Look at that. Really well sculpted. Super well sculpted. Well, I guess that's probably worth getting, eh? It is quite a an investment for this figure.
It's quite an add-on though, isn't it?
It is. It is. And this will give it a bit of life, having a figure in there. So there we go.
Would you weather the driver and the car or have them both pristine, or what would you do?
Well, in my early days, I would make them pristine. But when you actually seam these in real life, they actually got a bit of muck and stuff on them. They're not pristine. So I'll put some light weathering on it. It wouldn't be like after a race, like covered in poo.
That's the technical term.
Technical term, that's right, covered in poo.
But you'd scuff the tyres and stuff, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. The tires, scuff them. You try to make them dusty. They shouldn't be pure black.
Not pure black.
No, you know when a tire, you got to polish it, right? When it goes to showroom, they normally end up like a dark grey because of all the dust on it. So you do that on the surface.
Rightio.
Yep.
As you were.
There we go. What do you reckon? Do we have enough time?
What for?
We're actually, well, we've got other stuff too, but I think we're about done. Yeah.
I think we
Have
are
you got more
done.
stuff?
I think we're done.
We've got a lot of stuff.
I think we're done.
Two heaps.
I've got stuff that can wait till next week.
There you go. Oh, look, someone's actually come up with weights now. We're going to have to do that.
We can do that quickly.
This is going to be tricky because this has actually got payload.
It's got Surian's beer in it that he doesn't like to drink.
Let's relabel it. Let's call it Emu.
I don't think you like to drink emu.
Oh, Soren's corrected you. You reckon Frost's working with Alpine?
Alpine, that's right, he is.
No, didn't he get sacked? Didn't everyone get sacked?
From Alpine.
Yeah. No?
I don't know why they wouldn't.
What are we doing?
I'm looking for...
You're looking for an elevator thing. Is that going to work?
Why
Bit
not?
flexy, mate.
It's perfect. Well,
Is it?
perfect until a car falls. Let's have a look.
All right, so you zeroed it off. All right, so we got some guesses here of 750 grams. I'm pretty sure it's going to be heavier than that. We've got a 1250 from Anthony. Oh, wow.
Yeah?
So we can say it's between 800 and 1250. Well, they're the two guesses we've got so far.
Oh, we're just going to say it.
Yeah.
We're just going to have to say it.
Yeah, put it
Well,
back.
we can show it.
Put it back. Put it back.
Hang on. Is it on?
Boom.
Boom.
It's 1060.
On our precision calculated scales. Now let's have a closer look.
Yep. Let's get into it. Now, what have we got here? Be careful of the tailgate.
If the postman ever watches this show, he's going to be upset
Why?
that it says
So the tailgate
400,
here-
that it says 400 grams on the
Oh, does it?
on the postage stamp.
So you got to watch that you don't accelerate too quick because the tailgate can fall off and you
that's
lose
a
all your beer.
that's
It
a
all
typical
rolls
Ford.
out
That's
out
a
the
Ford.
end.
Well, either that or it's rusted through.
So there we go. So it's in the classical VB colours.
Hang on, let's have a look.
Oh,
I
what are we
want
looking
to
at?
hold it up and wave it around. So we've got kegs.
We get kegs.
And
And they're heavy.
these are die cast.
Yes.
These are cold.
Yes.
Well, they're cold now, but
Yeah. So you got two kegs.
two kegs.
Yep.
This is just plastic.
So you got a couple
I
of
can
blocks
confirm
of
that
cartons.
there's no beer in there. There's no scale beer to drink.
No? I reckon you've already drunk it. And then we end up with the ute.
I wanted to have a look.
Isn't there a thinger on the bottom? Normally these have a thinger on the bottom that you can push to release the bonnet.
Some models do, some models don't. This
Oh,
one
really?
not having trim.
No? Okay. In
It's
that
got no
case,
trim. You should just get your delicate little surgeon hand.
and go like that.
Oh, that is a quality.
See how it's got the scissor action on the hinge?
That is something that Ford very rarely
Oh.
perfected.
And what have we got in here?
If you ever owned an XD to XF, you know, all the bonnet flex. Look at this.
Can't say.
No bonnet flex whatsoever.
There's no bonnet flex on this.
No.
No.
Got the old York compressor on top of the 351 V8.
Now, let me just get a good hold of this.
Competition
What have we got
blue.
Why is the competition blue?
Cleveland. It's just the series of the motor, the plant that it came from.
All right, what have we got over here? Got a battery?
Cleveland. And you had Windsor there from Pennsylvania, yeah? Is that right? You're a Ford man.
There's a distributor.
It's funny because he likes to go fast. I never took him for Ford man.
Oh, the silence.
Well, probably likes walking too.
Look at the chromey bits. It's a BOA 001. What's a BOA? Why BOA? Has that got to do with like snake or what is it?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. Okay.
001, so it's the first ute in this series, and this is something new from Classic Collectibles.
Yes.
We actually
The pinstripe.
we took photos and launched this when we went to the Toy and Hobby Expo
Yes.
back in March.
Mhm.
Is it March?
Yes.
They had this on display and said that they were coming. There's going to be 4 in the series,
Mhm.
and I think Surian's Swan Beer is going to be one of them.
So for those from overseas watching us, if you're not familiar, Victoria Bitter is actually, I'm pretty sure it's the largest selling beer in Australia.
The
It's-
world.
it's- Well, in the world,
That could be wrong.
if you ask for an Australian beer, they'll produce you a Foster's, and we don't
They
really
con
drink.
ya.
We don't really drink Foster's here.
Nobody drinks Foster's.
Foster's is a marketing tool for overseas, isn't
Of
it?
course, it's like a tourist. No, it's a tourist campaign.
That's right. So when I was living in Japan, if I wanted an Aussie beer, all I could get was Foster's.
Really?
Yep.
There you go.
And then I went to the embassy, and they sometimes had stashes of like bogues and stuff.
Really?
Yep.
What are you talking about? The embassy?
The Australian embassy.
They have beer at the embassy.
They got a bar in the embassy. And
What?
that's where I went for Aussie pies too. They had Villiers pies.
What?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're an expat, you got to have some of these things, right?
at an embassy. What? Sorry, you're in tears. Your passport's about to run out. Your visa's in. Yeah, mate, have a pie.
That's right.
Yeah?
Yeah. Have
Great.
have a Cascade.
Just
And,
calm down and have a VB.
That's it.
Oh, make me miss home more. I just want to go home.
No, there'll be events at times at the embassy. Yeah, it was all good fun. But when you're living abroad, you miss some of these things. Maybe I'm a bit tight now.
I don't think that I would miss XCUs.
Wouldn't you?
Not so
Why
much.
not? They're pretty
I
fun.
haven't seen one on the road for a while, actually.
What's that? Look at the profile.
One
And
of my,
Classic Collectibles
one of my
always
close
have.
friends, Lewis, has got an XC.
Is he?
Mm.
So Classic Collectibles always has a window open on this side.
It's they can get tan.
Well, my arm always gets tan.
It
when I used
adds
to
to
drive
it, and
away.
it helps you open them.
Right.
Helps you open the door.
There's a classic profile there, front end.
Classic V8 motor,
And then there's
5.8 litre,
do you call this bit?
351
the tray.
tray. The tray and your pickup.
Beauties.
Some
For a
blokes
hardened
out in the bush probably call it the workbench.
The workbench, this
Yeah.
thing.
The B&S ball.
Where-
Gandar,
I haven't actually looked at the bottom yet. There you go.
1254. How many do they make?
Oh, I don't know. So there's a number.
Because usually they're 1500 or 1200.
It does vary depending on the model.
And this is going to be really popular.
It will be.
Do not miss out. They don't even make one back.
There
to
we
them.
go. You're going to put the payload back in there because it's pretty important.
I know,
You
right?
had the beer.
Off to the B&S ball.
What's BNS stand for?
Bachelors and Finsters. I'm looking at the country guy. I don't know.
What would he know? He wouldn't know, would he?
Well, he's from the country.
There we go. How special is that? All right, that's car of the week.
That is car of the week. This has
And
been
I think-
show of the week, and this has been episode of the century.
It has. So this is one of our special 170th.
And we
So-
had a couple of features. Really thank you to Matthew Jenkins for coming on.
Absolutely.
A huge shout out to the Hearns race team, wherever you are racing this weekend,
That's it.
near and far.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I said, we had young Baden in. Thank you very much for joining us and letting us get into his
Thank you
new
indeed.
BD front wheel drive box.
Yeah, we learned a bit, didn't we?
And we're going to talk more about the Singapore trip. That's going to be epic.
Mm.
Of course, we had the Panda Man coming in, keeping us all
Still going with this
caffeinated and fueled. I'm ready for another one.
Are you ready for another one? You
Yeah.
finished yours. You sculled yours.
Well, I'm not quite shaking enough.
And I
I'm
felt
starting
like
to stutter a little bit, but
when I saw you
that'll-
do that, I had the same feeling as when I watched someone scull in wine.
what's that?
Feeling of disgust.
I'm glad to know that it's okay. So big thank you to Panda, Baden, and of course we had the Australian exclusive MB01.
MBO1.
No,
very
that
cool
is
little
really
car.
cool. So we'll look forward to cutting that segment out of this episode,
Yes.
putting it on.
Mhm.
Look forward to that content coming up over the next week or two. That is really cool.
Yes.
And we at Hearns, big shout out to Tony Gray for making that happen. And young Finley, awesome with the trains.
That's it.
Thank you to everybody at home, everybody who supports us to go forth.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Episode 180.
180. What are we going to do? It's still going to have to have the
think we
coffee
should-
theme.
I think we should start introducing alcohol.
Irish coffee.
Irish coffee. That's right.
No one heard that.
No. Fantastic, guys.
All right.
Thanks for
joining
watching.
us. All right. See you next time. Bye bye.